Good morning, peeps. Good afternoon, actually. It's after 12 o'clock. So good afternoon. I'm going to take some time today and I'm going to talk about a situation that may occur for some of us. Maybe not all of us, but some of us. And then it's also going to actually give you a perspective of why we do what we do. But with doing all of that, or saying all that I'm going to say, I want you to understand how all of this coincide with our daily activities. Sorry about that. Let's turn that camera around. Because something occurred today that I actually did not think was going to happen again, but it did. And it was because someone paid attention, actually. At first, I took it sort of personal, but then I thought about the person who did what they were doing actually was paying attention. So I'm going to go to a spot right now and I'm going to park because I'm driving. And I'm going to park and we're going to discuss. And I'm not going to be on here long because after a while you just get tired of hearing it. But this is the second time this has occurred, and for the second reason, and for the second time for the same reason, I should say. And so just let me find my little favorite spot I go to over here and sit down and here in the car and get in a comfortable position where you can understand and I can speak slowly without being distracted. So in case this happened to you, you don't feel bad about it. But then we need to coincide why it's important for you to plan, how that goals play a big part in your plan for the day. Now, I find it necessary to talk about this because it's happening a lot. Maybe not to the same individuals, but maybe to some of the new individuals who don't get what we're trying to do or what we're trying to say. I want to go over here, I think. I just want to sit here and talk about it. First of all, the work that we are involved in is very hard to do because you have to put yourself in a position to understand that you have to have a plan. I have to straighten out this camera again. This camera holder is giving me a hard time today. And this morning, I got up and I had every intention of working a full day. And now the full day that was in my plan was 12 hours. And being that I've been a part of the rideshare and food delivery organizations for a while, I kind of understand how they operate. But within the last, I would say, 5 years, it's been difficult to get yourself situated where you can be successful at your plans. I mean, you have no room for error. And when you don't have any room for error, that makes it a little frustrating, I would want to say. All right, so this morning, I got up. I took the weekend off because it was a holiday weekend. And I generally try to escape the holiday weekends. Unless I absolutely can get out there and get it done. You know, it's not one of my things that I've ever done. Even in my working career, I don't do the holiday weekends or the holiday days, or because it could be extremely a frustrating situation to be around individuals. Anyway, long story short, we don't have to talk about all of that. Let's talk about what happened this morning. So I sat down with my plan, had a good weekend, very nice weekend. And I got up this morning really ready to get things situated, get it knocked out. I had a dollar amount in mind and I wanted to get it done. on my way to my first pickup, and I arrived on time, and the pickup items were not ready, so there was a little wait. I would say about an hour, and finally it was ready, and it came out to my car. Upon him rolling to my car and I'm getting out, I got hit with a ID verification. Now, granted, I've been getting hit with ID verifications from Spark. It's every day at a certain time, or in between, or in the middle of a delivery. That's how they operate. Okay, I've accepted that about them. But there's been no issue since the first time I was deactivated. And the reason was at that time that there was an issue with the app. Okay, long story short, we got over that part. I have not had an issue with ID verification since. Today I got hit with an ID verification. Upon me doing that, I tell the young man, I said, wait a minute, there's absolutely nothing I can do right now until they approve me to drive. And he probably understood, sort of, because it's probably not the first time with him putting items in the car that he's been told that this has occurred. So I go through the process, take the photo, left, right, front, left, right. Take a picture of the licenses 3 times, front, back. And boom, deactivated. It was faster for them to deactivate me than it is for them to approve me. So I tell the young man, I can't do anything else because I'm not approved to, deliver this order. The app at the same time is glitching because it's still showing me that I'm on this process of delivering the items to the 2 drops that I had. And okay, but I can't because I'm deactivated. So you can't break the rule if something happens and they tell you, well, you shouldn't have gone anyway because you're deactivated. This is what I learned from this, because I've never been with a company that deactivates people so much like the history or the occurrences that I hear about Spark. I don't think Spark is a bad company. I just think that their IT is a little weak. So, long story short, we can't take the order. I don't take the order because I don't want anything to happen. People say they didn't get it, then they say I took it, and I'm deactivated. Deactivated means you cannot go any further with this process through Spark. Okay. Long story short, call support. Support says, yes, you deactivate. There's an issue with your ID, blah, blah, blah. Well, I have changed since they've done the star thing. You got to have a certain license, blah, 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 blah. So names were kicked off, and I'm going by my first name and my maiden name, no longer my first name, maiden name, and last name. I got to go that name. So I've been changing everything in the process of that with everybody. No issue to my first and last name. But for some reason, Spark doesn't comprehend that process. So once again, I'm deactivated, not because this time because of ID verification. And that's because the person who took that, who checked my ID, realized that my original second last name is not on my license. So you know what? This isn't the person. Blah, 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 blah. I don't care how but this isn't the person because she's got 3 names and this one, her license only has 2. Perfect. Congratulations. You caught it. I can't even get mad at you because it's been like that for a minute. Nobody's taking that second last name off of this app. You're the only company that have an issue with taking that last name off of this app. Now, I'm going to say this, just to cut this short. This is why it's so much to be a multi-giga and not to depend on one company. Because it might have been something else. It might have been, a lady slipped on a banana, hypothetically speaking, or she was missing an apple, hypothetically speaking, or she decided to give you a 1 star because you roll your eyes, hypothetically speaking. But this is why you do DoorDash, and you do Spark, and you do Roadie, and you do Ship, and you do dispatch and you do deliver that, because with this type of business you have to have that backup guarantee, because if you're using this as a income provider for your home, and I'm going to say this too, for those out there that say you cannot make six figures in this organization, in doing this type of work, you really need to sit back and say that you can't make six figures in doing this type of work, because six figures can be made close to it anyway if you sit down and you iron out a ironclad plan. So say you can't do it, because it's being done. It's been done worldwide. So I want to say this. If you decide that this is the type of work that you like, number one, or that you want to do, number one, it's a lot of work. Number two, you have to plan weekly, daily, hourly, minute, second in doing this type of work, because it's always revolving. It's always changing. There's always something different. There's something that will happen where the company loses internet, or loses media or data or whatever it is. They lose something where the operation is shut down. You can jump off of whatever's shut down and go to something else. Because if I hadn't had that backup plan, just in case Spark shut down, I would be crying, because I'm not associated with anything else. All these apps have their own type of criterias to either help you make money or help you lose money. It's up to you to figure out how to win. So my thing is, deactivated with this company, I'm not deactivated with the rest. So you put this on the bottom of the list, and until they go through their thing where they figure out how to get you back on the program, or they don't get you back on the program, because in some cases people are deactivated and never get reactivated. So I can't sit back hoping, wishing, and praying and that they're going to reactivate me, because they may not. They may decide, she's a lost soul. That her name ain't right. I don't feel like dealing with it. You have people that sit behind the desk or behind the computers or whatever and make that decision against you. But I always say that God got my back. But my thing is, have something else in place to take over that part that is no longer a part of your plan. So you got to plan for the plan that's not going to be able to help you through a plan. You know what I'm saying? Have backup. Back yourself up. Because if you don't, you're going to be very disappointed in this type of industry. And I'm going to tell you something else that a lot of people don't understand about this industry. You don't have to have an app. You don't have to have an app to make money. You have a telephone number. You have a name. So a lot of times people don't even want to deal with you through an app. Get yourself bonded. Get yourself insured and come out here and build yourself a clientele where they know that, you know what, Yolanda will come and go grocery shopping for you no matter what, because you may not want to, you may be shorthanded. You may not have no money. You're building a business, and applications is just helping you establish who you are through them. But you can also establish who you are through you. And I just wanted to say that real quickly, and because a lot of us seem to forget that entrepreneurship is not always using somebody else's plan, but also building your own. So keep that in mind. So yes, I'm deactivated off of Spark. Yes, I'm still moving forward. Yes, it does put a glitch in your plans. So take that part that's been deactivated from you and put it on the side. Like a bad piece of bread, or a uncooked piece of chicken. That's simplicity, the way I'm saying it. But that's the way you have to do it. You got to move it to the side and go ahead and use your other tools to keep yourself going. Okay? Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. And thank you all for really watching my videos. My views are really going up exponentially. And all I need now is for you to become a subscriber. So please take time out of your while you're viewing the videos to hit subscribe. That would really help us tremendously. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video.